Oh, Mister was pressed boots on this call. Let's talk about it. But before we do, y'all hit the like button or subscribe if you haven't. All right, let's get into what we came here for. The mess. So the call opens up when Nesto not wasting no time. He said, man, I just hope you finna come on and get me up out of here, man. Baby, that top or bottom bunk ain't no joke right now. Lamont responded and said, I'm trying to figure out on the way how to get you out. He said he already had spoke to the bondsman and the bond has been reduced down. Nesto said the bond has been reduced down to $1,062,000. Now, the fact that Nesto is on the line asking Lamont to get him out for $1 million is blowing me, child. Because on the one phone call that I did review, his ass was crying about taking some lady to the airport that had heavy luggage, which told me he's probably riding around in a 2001 Lincoln Township with blown out shocks. So where in the hell he gonna get $1 million from? Riddle me that. Now, their lines were crossed for a few minutes on the difference between a cash bond, property bond, and what 10% was. And child, I ain't gonna begin to try to break down no jail shit, cause that's not my stilo. My mama let her kids know off the rip, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. And I have passed that message right on down to her grandkids, okay? So we not discussing no bonds, breaking down no bonds. I don't even want to hear about no bonds. But if y'all nosy tails want to educate your girl, please feel free to drop it in the comments. Y'all know I talk back to y'all over here. Anyway, let's move on. Nesto was getting very pressed with Lamont over talking him about the bond process. He put on a very stern voice and was like, listen here, I really need you to really pay attention to what's going on. Honey, you can really hear the favor in his voice. Buddy was pressed up against the wall. Nesto said, you don't have to come up with the whole thing. They take payment plans. Y'all, he was on this call on some, baby, please, baby, please. So Lamont told Nesto that money wasn't a problem. He said the problem was how the system is set up to receive the money. He said the bondsman want multiple people to sign for the bond to show who will be responsible for the bond because the amount is a high risk. Now, we all know that can't happen with these crooks. Their names can't be tied to nothing on paper, which shows me that Nesto didn't really do any type of networking while he was with Miss Shirley. His dumb tail really did limit to himself to these low lives that he's used to. And that's why he ain't got a name to use if money really ain't a problem. So while Lamont was trying to go over the particulars and things, Nesto said, let's just cut to the chase. When can you make it happen? And Lamont got into his, well, you know, the other man and the brother man speech. Child, I can't. He said, well, you know, I don't want to get into all that on these calls because you know they dropping and releasing them over the internet. And Lamont said, I'm just letting you know everything good on this side. Just sit tight and you'll soon see how things work out. Nesto said, listen, it ain't working out. Nesto said, I got to get out of here because I'm not going to win sitting in here. I said, you ain't going to win regardless, but carry on with that wishful thinking if you must. Now, Lamont did make some sense when he told Nesto that talking on these phones ain't helping his situation. I do agree with that. So Nesto finally got that hot air out of his balloon and tried to listen to what Lamont had to say. So Lamont explained to Nesto that whomever is putting up the bond must be qualified. Qualified as in they could back up having that type of money. And Lamont said JoJo down the hall doesn't qualify for a multi-million-dollar bond, okay? Lamont, break it on down for him, son. Now, Nesto thinking this situation is a DUI case and you can walk in and say his name, pay it, and he just walk out. No, sir. You are now prime time in this case, in case you didn't know. So the call ended with Lamont giving Nesto a strategic plan. He told him to try to get some of the charges dropped so the bond could get dropped down where they can avoid all the unnecessary paperwork involved. Y'all, I must say Lamont made a lot of sense on this call. All right, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Please like, comment, and subscribe.